Good day to you. This is Pastor Jeremiah alongside Pastor Kevin, and this is Nazarene Talk Thanksgiving Special. And today we're going to talk to you all day, well, maybe not all day, but you might see this a couple times today, about Thanksgiving and everything that Thanksgiving means to us. Pastor Kevin, let me ask you a question real quick.
Yes, sir. Go for it.
You know, when the word Thanksgiving comes up, a lot of times what we tend to do is we tend to go back to a memory of Thanksgiving. What is one of your favorite Thanksgiving memories?
Well, we have, I don't know about a favorite, but we have a lot of Thanksgiving memories in our house. In fact, when we were growing up, I came from an extremely large family. In fact, we had my mom had a couple of brothers and numerous sisters, it seemed like, and then they had kids, and then some of their kids had kids. And so Thanksgiving, for us, our whole family would get together at my grandmother's house, and we would celebrate. I mean, we would be in this dining room that was really not too big, and then we would just cram in there, and it was just crazy. And we'd have to always go around the table, and I hated it at the time. We'd go around the table and say, what are you thankful for? Say one thing that you're thankful for. And my brother and I would always make these silly jokes when it would get to us and get the whole room laughing. But one of the coolest times that I remember specifically was the transition from transitioning to kids table to the adult table. And we used to have this kids table set up, and it was like a big deal because the next Thanksgiving you're thinking, am I going to move up to the adult table? And so every year at the kids table, we would think to ourselves, who's going to move up to the adult table? Well, the reality is when we finally got to the adult table, we realized that it was so boring that we wanted to go back to the kids table, you know? But we just have a lot of Thanksgiving memories like that, and times when families would just get together, and our family would just get together. And really this year for us, this is our first year, and I'm 30 years old. This is going to be our first year where we do Thanksgiving at home. And so my wife is going to make her first turkey this year. And so, baby, if you're watching this right now, just don't burn the meat. I mean, we'll be good. And so it's our first Thanksgiving at home this year for the first time in 30 years. Just really our family is going to do Thanksgiving at home.
That's awesome. I know for myself, whenever I think of Thanksgiving, I always think of family, because it was always marked by being together with family. We had extended family, we had our close immediate family, and we always had multiple celebrations every Thanksgiving. I know we would go spend Thanksgiving with my mom's side of the family, and it'd be filled with cousins and food, and we'd all be packed in one house, and we all just sit on the floor and on the chairs and on the stairs and everywhere you could find a seat. That's how that's pretty much where you stayed the rest of the day, because if you got up, you lost your seat. So you would hurry up and get some food and try to get back to your seat before somebody else took it. But probably one of my favorite memories is the memories that I had on my dad's side of the family, because every Thanksgiving we always did the exact same thing, and that was we would go to somebody's house and we would eat our Thanksgiving meal, and by the time the meal was over, our tradition was all the men from the family, whether you were 2 or whether you were 92, you went outside for the Wood family Thanksgiving Day football game. And we had a football game that we played every single year. And whether it was in a field next to a house, one year we played a football game in an actual cornfield. One year we had to play in the street. One year we had to play in a parking lot. One year it was 75 degrees. One year it was 5 degrees. It didn't matter where we were at, and it didn't matter what the temperature was like outside. That was our family tradition, that after we would eat, all the men would go out and play a very competitive and rousing game of football.
Was it tackle football or touch football?
Well, it was more, it was supposed to be touch, but the fact that there were some little kids and
just play tackle.
We just tackled them. Yeah.
Body slammed them.
No, it was funny because I had a lot of cousins, and the cousins on my dad's side of the family are all our size, so we're all really big, rough guys, and it was nothing to tackle each other and throwing another down on the ground.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Mom and Dad always got mad if we ruined the clothes. But those are the memories that I'll live with forever. And they're wonderful.
Yeah, and what about you? What memories do you have of Thanksgiving? You probably have times in your own life, and I would encourage you to reminisce about those times it's good sometimes just to remember the good old days and the days of when you were growing up, or the days maybe your kids were still in the house, and maybe even the days that happened last year on Thanksgiving in the years past. And so we want to challenge you to remember those times. It's good. I know Jeremiah and I, as we were kind of prepping, it really took our minds back to, man, those were the days that we had so much fun celebrating Thanksgiving. And so what about you? What times in your life can you pinpoint that you just had a great Thanksgiving, or times in your life when you said, man, that was just an awesome day? What was your favorite Thanksgiving? Can you think of that time? Maybe at some point in your life, what was your favorite Thursday Thanksgiving?
That's right. The Bible tells us that that we should always be thankful for everything. That no matter what our circumstances, no matter what we're going through, that we should be thankful for everything, because it's God the Father who gives us everything that we are to be thankful for. So when you think about your families, when you think about the food that you eat, when you think about the times you get together and the freedom that you have to be able to have this kind of fun, those things didn't just happen. Those things are all a gift from the Father to you and to your family. And I know there are times when it feels like, well, these are just some hard times right now. The money's not coming in like it's supposed to. We're coming out of a recession. Gas is so expensive. There will always be things that we could have an opportunity to complain about. But instead of complaining, take an opportunity to be thankful. Look at the things in your life that you have to be thankful for, and dwell on those things. Focus your heart, focus your mind on the very things that you are thankful for, and you will watch your circumstances turn around as you start to look at everything and start being thankful for those.
And we would just challenge you too, not only to just be thankful on Thanksgiving, where it's important today to just remember and reminisce and think about all the things that you're thankful for, but be thankful in all circumstances, the Bible says. And so tomorrow, Friday, Black Friday, if you go shopping, or if you stay home, or if you even end up having to go to work, be thankful in those circumstances. We actually had a missionary that visited our church a couple of weeks ago. He was from Haiti, and he came and just talked. He runs an orphanage in Haiti, and he's talking about just their tough circumstances they have in Haiti, about how he's taken care of 12 kids in his own house. And he tells us about these kids that are in the main part of town. They're called street kids. Yeah. And they beg for food and just for clean water, just really anything. And man, I think about my kids, and they don't have to beg for anything. And man, we just have so much to be thankful for. My kids always have food and always have clean clothes, and they always have a roof over their head. And really, in any circumstance that you're in, man, I would just challenge you just to be thankful. Go to the Father and say, God, thank you so much. So many times, even in our tough circumstances, we can find good. And in those good circumstances, or those tough circumstances, and when we find the good, we need to go to God and say, God, just thank you. Let's not forget that God's the one that gives us all good things that we have.
That's right. So we want to invite you to join us this great and wonderful Thanksgiving Day, to just pour your heart out in thanksgiving. We want you to find the people that you are closest to and let them know how thankful that you are to them for who they are in your life, for who they are and the things that they've done for you. We want to encourage you to be thankful for your homes, for your food, for your transportation, for your health. Even if you're struggling with your health, you still have some good health left. You're still here. So be thankful for these things. Join us as we become thankful for these things as well.
Yeah, and I would encourage you probably at some point today to pick up the phone and call people that you are thankful to, people that have made an impact in your life. Maybe call your mom or your dad or your son or your daughter or your best friend or your neighbor or your pastor. Give them a call and just say, hey, thank you for who you are and for what you've done. If I made a list and I was to write down all the people that have impacted my life and that I'm just grateful to who have helped me throughout the years, man, I would have a book full of names. And so go through that, get something together, write them down, and just go through and tell them how thankful you are for all that they've done in your life.
There you go. My name is Pastor Jeremiah, and this is Pastor Kevin. We're from the Chanute Church of the Nazarene, and we just want to thank you for joining us for this Nazarene Talk Thanksgiving special. God bless each and every one of you, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving.